give me just a second, if you will, ladies and gentlemen. I need to make sure everything's all good, as per usual. So how we all doing today? We all doing good? So yeah, hello, welcome, Wiglings, to another Zatsudan. We are going to be talking about the Legend of Zelda series. I would have some music on, but I don't have any, good music to be playing at the moment, so no music, again. One of these days I need to, look into some kind of music to be playing during this. Unless anyone has a good place for me to find music. That isn't gonna, cause issues. So, the Legend of Zelda series. This is a series that I semi-grew up with. I say semi-grew up with because while I have played a lot of the Zelda games in the series, I think I've done about 7 of the games, maybe 8. Maybe I've done 10. I've done a lot of them. But, I actually didn't play that many Zeldas growing up. It was still a series that was influential to me because there was a lot of, it was my only action adventure type game on the SNES. No, I started on the SNES. I didn't own it on the NES, so I never got to play the original Zelda 2 Link's, not Link's Awakening, Adventure of Link. I never got to play those 2 originally. I started with Link Past. And I did play a little bit of, Ocarina of Time when it first, came out. It was at, a Sears. Remember when Sears used to be a thing? Or maybe it was JCPenney, I don't remember. But it was at the mall here in town, and I remember playing a little bit of the game on the, little N64, scale they had way back there. I think it was Sears. They had the game sets back then. I remember playing the, Geku Tree part, and I remember my thumb really hating that controller. The controller for, the N64, not really the, best controller. Give me a second. I am gonna go here. I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna play something here. Let me know if the music's too loud. I'm just gonna play something. Give me a second. I'm gonna mute this real quick, and I'm gonna check one of these. I don't remember what I used for this before. What did I use for this before? I wish I knew what song I used for my, source, but I don't remember what it is anymore. I am going to go with... Let me play this one. Stop that. Give me a second, guys. I'm checking something. I don't remember what the song was, so I'm not gonna worry about it. I'll look into it next time. Maybe next time I'll have, some kind of music play while doing this. I think I found it on SoundCloud. I don't remember where, though. Anyways, after Ocarina of Time... Well, you know what? Let's just talk about the order of the game. So, Link to the Past. Link to the Past here was my first Zelda game. And it is my introduction to the action-adventure puzzle aspect of the gaming scene. I used to play this game a lot on the SNES. It was one of my favorite games on the SNES, up there with Super Mario RPG, Super Mario All-Stars, Donkey Kong Country, Song We Ate My Neighbors. There was a lot of good stuff on the SNES. But yeah, this was my introduction to the Zelda series. Let me think here. I do recall this game being very difficult for me when I first started out. Which is funny because a lot of the Zelda games, when I first started out on them, weren't really that difficult. This was probably one of the harder ones for me starting out. But again, I was a young boyling. And when you're young, you tend to not be as good at stuff. Especially if it's your first time playing or doing something, right? Right. But, I remember struggling a lot in this game in the first couple playthroughs. Nowadays, I can just speedrun this in about 3-4 hours, give or take, 100% speedrun. I actually did speedrun this not that long ago. Well, I say not that long ago, but, I think a couple years back I did that. Let me find out. When did I do a Link to the Past? Speed. It was 5 years ago. Wow. 4 hours, 11 minutes it was for me to do that. You know what? I'm going to leave that up just in case. 4 hours and 11 minutes. It was in 2020. The Blue Seal guys. Blue Seal guys. Blue Seal guys. I'm trying to think of what you're talking about with the Blue Seal guys. Are you talking about the Armos in Eastern Palace? The boss of Eastern Palace? Yeah, it was those stupid Armos knights. Yeah. Yeah, the giant dudes, there was like 6 of them. They were the boss of the dungeon. I believe my big difficult boss fight in that game was, let me think. I don't know, Moldworm was... I hated Moldworm. Moldworm... I think everyone hates Moldworm. I don't think there's anyone who likes Moldworm. I think that was its name, right? Was that the name of the big boss, or was that the name of the little guys? No, I think the big guy was Moldworm. In the Tower of Hera. The Tower of Hera was kinda hard when, early on. Like, out of 3 dungeons in the Light World, I think Tower of Hera was definitely the hardest. But, let me think. So, the first boss we have is the Armos statues. They do suck a little bit. I think I had a little bit of issues with them because I didn't understand patterns. I was not a very, very pattern-based person like I am now. It's a lot easier to find patterns nowadays than it is when you're like 10 or 8 or whatever. I don't even remember. When did this game come out? It came out in 1992. 1992. I don't remember how old I was around then. I'm not gonna say how old I was here. But, yeah. So, once you get the dark... Well, actually, I think Aghanim was kinda hard, too. thinking about. Acronym was kind of difficult because, you would try to go hit the right ball, but then you get the wrong ball, and then you just eat the damage. But Dark World really stepped up the difficulty just all around. You hear a soft lock point? Something didn't load. That's the thing. Was this on the SNES or Forbidden Hack? Because I could believe it if it was on Forbidden Hack. But if it was on the SNES, then that's unfortunate. I didn't think that was a thing that could happen, but I guess, I guess the cartridges can get back if it was on the SNES. Or maybe it was the Game Boy Advance, because it was on Game Boy Advance as well, so... I don't know which version you played. But yeah, I would recommend trying to go back and beat this game. It's a great game. It's probably one of the best Zelda games out there, in my opinion. Now, this might be just nostalgia kicking in here, but honestly, I do think that A Link to the Past is probably the best of the Zeldas. Now, I say that, but I do have another Zelda game that I will put up there after I get done talking about Link to the Past. Well, it was either SNES, the Switch, which, if it was on the Switch, I don't know how that happened, Game Boy Advance, and that's it for consoles. So, those are the only 3 things it came out for, I believe. I don't think it came out for anything else. Is it gonna hell? It was on the Wii and Wii U Virtual Console, and the new 3DS Virtual Console. I forgot it was on the Satellite View. Never got to play the Satellite View, because, that was Japan only. I think one of the hardest things outside of the Dark World in general was just really difficult. Just everything hit so hard, and it was very confusing to get around the Dark World. Having to find all the portals, and, just going around the entire place was just, And some of the dungeons were definitely a challenge. The Dark Palace wasn't super difficult, but, that boss sure did suck. I don't remember what the boss's name is. It was the giant version of the, Helmet. I think it was the Helmasaur King. The Helmasaur King. That boss sucked. I remember that boss being really hard, because it was so hard to dodge the hail. Like, young Xeno did not know how to dodge that hail, and would get hit by hail trying to dodge fireballs. And then you have, Argonaut. It's not Argonaut, I don't think. It's the second temple. What is it called? It's not the Flooded Temple, right? The Water Temple kinda sucked too, honestly. Like, every Zelda game, the Water Temple always sucks. Why is it that the Water Temple is always bad? It does not matter the Zelda game. The Water Temple sucks. In every Zelda game, ever. But I think the one temple that really, really sucked the most was the Ice Palace. I do not like the Ice Palace. I will go out of my way to go to the Swamp Palace and get the Cane of Sumeria so I can do the Ice Palace and just skip the whole puzzle. Because screw going through that dungeon multiple times to get that block down just so you can push it on the Switch. It sucks. It's awful. And the ice... Oh my god, the ice physics, dude. The ice physics. I am having PTSD from the ice physics over here. It's, please, just let me walk. I don't want to slide. I just want to go in the door. I just want to go down the stairs. Okay, I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm okay. I swear, I'm okay. But outside of the Ice Palace, I would say Hurdle Rock sucks. Like, Ice Palace is bad, but Hurdle Rock is really, really awful. Because you get put into so many situations where you just eat damage. And there's nothing you can do about it. And if you run out of magic power, you can't really do much. Like, it's so reliant on magic power that if you don't have enough magic power to finish some of the rooms, you're just screwed. It's just over for you. You're done. And it's so bad. Like, the magic power reliance plus the force damage, it's awful. Also, you know what else sucks? Like lights. Well, they're not called like lights in this game. I don't know what they're called, but things that will eat your shields. They're basically like lights. If you lose your mirror shield, that's it. It's gone. You're never getting it back. It's just gone forever. Which is kind of crappy that you lose that shield like that. Because that's a very nice shield. And without it, you're just, you know, if you have to deal with lasers, too bad, you're eating lasers. You're gonna have to, like, scoot right through the lasers. So yeah, Hurdle Rock, Ice Palace, and, what was the other dungeon? There was one other that sucked. I can't remember. Was it? No, Thieves' Hound is honestly easy. Some of the dungeons look like they're super difficult, but they're super easy. So, Thieves' Hound is easy. Skull Woods is actually super easy if you know where to go. If you don't know where to go, Skull Woods does kind of suck a little bit. Not gonna lie. What was it? The Desert Palace, not too difficult. I mean, Tower of Hera, as annoying as it can be sometimes, it's not difficult to go through. It's very, you know, you only go one way. There's only one direction to go with the Tower of Hera, and that's up. As long as you're going up, you're going the right way. Palace of Darkness is a little complicated, but not too complicated. Ganon's Tower is a little bit annoying, actually. Thinking about it. Because it's so easy to just go the wrong way, and then you have to do the whole loop all over again just to get back to where you were. So yeah, Ganon's Tower kinda sucks. You know what else kinda sucks? Is when you're, trying to 100% the game, and I've had this happen on so many occasions where I would go heart hunting, you know, you go find a piece of hearts, and you're missing that one piece of heart, and you're like, where? Where did I miss a piece of heart? It's so easy to miss a piece of heart, and then you go, I don't know where this other piece of heart is. To be honest, that happens in, like, all the Zelda games, but, like, in this game, it's so easy to just be like, I don't know where to find it. I have no idea. There's only so many places, but it's like, I don't know if that's the one I'm missing, or if it's this one that's in a random minigame, or what. And if you want to talk about annoying heart pieces, the Treasure Shop one and the digging minigame ones are definitely the worst piece of hearts to get, because they're complete RNG. You might get it on the first try, you might take like 50 tries to get it. You never know. Let's talk about some of the weapons. Let me see if I can find some of the weapons. Do we have items and equipment? Let's look at this stuff, shall we? So let's take a look at the stuff. So a fire sword. I mean, you're stuck with that until you get the master sword. Nothing you can do about that. So once you get the master sword, and then you I think you have to finish. Where do you get the Titans Mitt? Is that in Blind's dungeon? I think that's where you get it. It's in Blind's dungeon. So as long as you're able to do blinds dungeon to get the items mit. I think you could go get the Master Sword level 2, like, immediately. You do have to do the Palace of Darkness first. Do you need anything other than, a hammer to get to Blinds dungeon? I don't think you need the hook shot, do you? I'm trying to remember. Do you need the hook shot to get there? I think all you really need is just a hammer. And it's not hard to do the dungeon. It's actually very easy. So, you go down, you do the dungeon, you beat blind, you get the items mit. You don't even have to do the boss. You can just go get the items mit. And then just come back. But then you basically have to redo the entire dungeon. So you might as well do the boss, you know. And then you can go get the Master Sword level 2, which doesn't really take that long. I think you can just leave a couple screens, then come back, and then it's done, I believe. And then once you get the Master Sword level 2, the only way you can get Master Sword level 3, I think you have to finish the Ice Palace and the, Swamp Dungeon, I believe, right? Let me double check. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. When do you get this? Is it Pyramid of Power? Yeah. I'm trying to remember. That doesn't tell me. When do you unlock the Pyramid of Power? When do you unlock this thing to get the Master Sword? It does not tell me. I think you do have to finish Dungeon 5 and 6 in order to unlock that. But once you get the Master Sword level 3, you can basically just wipe the floor with everything in the game. Except for the Moth boss in Skull Woods. Make sure you kill that boss before getting Master Sword level 3. Because for some reason it's coded to be the same type of damage as like the spikes. And the boss is immune to that. So if you go in there with the Master Sword level 3, you cannot use your Master Sword against the boss there. Which is very, very yabai. It's very yabai. Don't do that. Don't do that. I did that before. I was like, I'm gonna leave all these bosses until I get the Master Sword level 3 and can destroy them. Little did I know that that boss was immune to it, and it was like, oh, okay, this is bad. I just made this hard mode. I had to use the fire rod on him to beat him, I think. And you know, the spikes make that very, very difficult to deal with. So, let's take a look at the shield. So you start with the fire shield. It does, like, absolutely nothing. The fire shield is, like, useless. It blocks arrows. That's about all it does, I think. It doesn't do anything else. You would think that having the shield in front of you would block, you know, swords and stuff. Nope. Nope, Link's who don't use the shield. So you can get the red shield by going to the fountain near Sora's domain. You need the Sora's flippers to go there, I think. But you can go there, throw in your master shield, your fire shield, get the red shield for free. You don't have to spend 80 rupees. And it allows you to block fireballs. So it's a nice little upgrade. Block fireballs. Not giant fireballs, but, you know, regular-sized fireballs. I think the mirror shield is in Hurl's Rock. That's the treasure there. Blocks lasers. Okay. I don't remember if the mirror shield blocks the lasers from the, what the heck were the statues called? The Beamos. I don't remember if it blocks Beamos lasers. So, you can lose the mirror shield. You can't lose this to the stupid like enemies, so be careful around them. Don't let them eat your shield. Now, the armor, you start with the green clothes, or the green tunic. You get the blue mail in the Ice Palace. Now, if you're doing the Ice Palace later, if you're doing the Swamp Dungeon first, you're gonna go in there without having blue mail. Blue mail halves damage, I believe, which makes a lot of dungeons a lot easier. The red mail reduces it by 75%, and that's at the final dungeon, so you're not gonna get much use out of the red mail, but you might as well pick it up. I mean, there's no reason not to pick it up, because if you don't have the final fight, it's gonna really, really hurt if you get hit. Pegasus shoes, very nice item. You can do a couple interesting tricks with the Pegasus shoes. So, let's say that you go to a swamp dungeon, and you don't wanna... Actually, how are you supposed to get across normally? I don't think you... Was it... Did you need a hook shot to get across there normally? I don't remember what you have to do to get across there normally. I usually just use the Pegasus shoes, turn around. I think you have to be right up against the block, and just run it to the block and hold right, and you'll go across. I believe you could do... What do you mean the Japanese Pegasus shoes are better? What do you mean they're better? How are they better? Also, fun fact about Pegasus shoes that people may not know. If you use the Pegasus shoes and you time the hammer just right, like you activate the hammer right as the Pegasus shoes will make you run, you'll start running with the hammer lifted, and while the hammer is lifted, it'll act like the hammer is out the entire time. So anything in front of you is going to get hit by the hammer, including posts. So anything that could get hammered down will get hammered down while you're running with the Pegasus shoes out, while you got the hammer up above your head. It's a little bit of a timing thing. I might actually do a sort about some of the stuff in late past. It's been a long time though, but I might do it. I don't think there's any tricks you can do with the Power Glove or Heightened Mitt. You can get some stuff very early. No you can't. You can get... Hammer is as strong as a level 2 sword. Is it? By level 2 sword, do you mean the Master Sword level 2 or the Master Sword? I'm assuming Master Sword. Which, at that point, you might as well just use the Master Sword. Sword flippers, I mean, it lets you swim. Nothing special about that. I don't think there's anything... Well, there is a couple weird bugs or glitches you can do with the sword flippers, but... Yeah, at that point, you might as well just use the Master Sword if it's as strong as the Master Sword. Sword flippers, yeah, nothing interesting with that. I think there's a couple glitches you can do with that, like swimming on land. Blame how to handle the randomizer. I guess that is true. Yeah, if you're playing a randomizer, you're going to be using that if you don't have the Master Sword. The Moon Pearl. The Moon Pearl, I forget if there's anything interesting with this. It is possible to go to the Dark World and explore it without the Moon Pearl. Obviously, that's a bad idea because you're going to be running Link and you're going to be unable to do anything. The Magic Mirror. The Magic Mirror with the Moon Pearl. You're about the glitch with that. I don't know what you're talking about with the glitch with that. I might have to look that up. So, other items. The bow. Here's the funny thing. The bow's not a bad weapon. It's really not. I never really use the bow. I don't really feel the need to use the bow. It's how you get into Dark World early. Ah. Okay, that's how you get Dark World early. Right, because you do that on Death Mountain on the bridge. There's a bridge that is broken up when you do it there, and you can jump out of bounds there. But yeah, how many of you guys actually use the bow? Yeah, it's the bridge jump. How many of you use the bow in Link to the Past? Because, like I said, I rarely ever use the bow. I will use the bow. I mean, for the first boss, yeah, I'll use the bow, because it's what it's weak to. The silver arrows, I'll use more for obvious reason, because silver arrows. Second boss is weak to bow. I thought it was immune to bow. Was it not immune to bow? I could have sworn it was immune to the bow. The bow is stronger. I swear that the second boss was immune to the bow in the Desert Palace. Unless I'm misremembering, which, I mean, it is me. I do misremember quite a bit sometimes. It is kind of hard to hit because you have to deal with the rocks. Maybe you can. Maybe you can't. No, wait. I don't remember. I can't try again. It's been so long. It's been 5 years, actually. So, maybe I'm due for another run-through of the game on stream. Maybe I'll do that for, a short game stream or something. Maybe I'll, like, I don't know. Eventually. Eventually, I will. I will use the boomerang. When it comes to fighting anything, I will use the boomerang. The boomerang is my friend. I love, love, love the boomerang. It is my favorite weapon in the game. And, when do you get the boomerang? When do you get the boomerang? It was in Hyrule Castle, right? It's wait, Ice Rod. Yeah, that's what it was. It wasn't the bow, it was the Ice Rod. Was the boomerang in, Hyrule Castle? I think it was, right? I'm pretty sure it was in Hyrule Castle. But, once you get the Sword of Flippers, and you can go to the, fairy fountain behind the waterfall near Sora's Domain, and get the magical boomerang, you just throw the boomerang in. Magic boomerang is the best weapon. It's the best weapon. I love the magic boomerang. I love, love, love the magic boomerang. It just goes all around, and you can just smack everything with it. You can just collect everything with it. It's so good. It's such a game changer if you get it immediately. And it's very easy to get immediately, too. It's very easy. Hook shot, yeah. I mean, hook shot's pretty good. The only downside to the hook shot is you're just stuck there waiting for the hook shot to come back at you. And you cannot aim it in, diagonals. The hook shot is... Does it have iframe? I don't remember it having iframe. I could have sworn you got hit during it. I mean, that shows how long it's been. That also shows how much I use the hook shot, too. That also shows how much I use the hook shot. It is a pretty good weapon. It's not bad, but I still prefer the boomerang over the hook shot, because I like being able to move around, in all honesty. The bomb... I'm not a fan of using bombs in Zelda games as a weapon. I'm really, really not. I really don't like using bombs, because I don't like using things that are gonna hurt me. And the Cape Sealed Rod. The Cape Sealed Rod. Yeah, both of those are awful in this game. They're both awful. We'll get those when we get those. But yeah, bomb. I don't like using a bomb at all. I find that bomb is kinda not great to use, honestly. I mean, there are instances where you're gonna want to use the bomb, like against the Helmasaur King. But honestly, outside of that, yeah, it's more of an exploration tool. Like, you're not really gonna use it for combat. You're really not. Unless you need to kill something that's really far off, you're not really going to use the bomb. And if you're going to kill something far off, you're probably going to use the bomb or the bow, or like a fire rod, ice rod, one of those things. Or you might use one of the medallions, which we'll get to in a little bit. So mushroom is a mushroom, you know. You use it to get the, what did you need the mushroom for? You need it to open up the, oh, you need it to get the magic powder, I believe. That's how you get the magic powder. Magic powder, you're not really going to use magic powder outside of like a couple times. And that's to get the magic meter and, it was the magic meter and one other thing I think you get for using the magic powder. And I don't remember what the other thing was. You can use it for anti-fairies. That is true. It is very useful for anti-fairies to get fairies. It will save you in the dungeon there. That's about the only other use for it is for anti-fairies. So, the Fire Rod and Ice Rod, both of them are very good weapons. Which one is better, though? Fire Rod can instantly defeat enemies. Ice Rod freezes them so you can hit them. Well, the Ice Rod also lets you pick up enemies to throw them, so... Reduce damage, okay. Reduce damage was the other thing. Was there a core magic usage? I'm pretty sure it was half magic usage. But, yeah, I think a Fire Rod... There is. Ah. The Fire Rod is a lot more versatile than the Ice Rod in defeating enemies. You're gonna want to use the SNES only has half. Ah. So the GBA one has, additional ones, I see. Ice Rod... I'm trying to think of an instance where the Ice Rod is useful outside of, the Desert Palace boss. Well, I guess you do need the Fire Rod and Ice Rod for, Hurl Rock. You do need that. Yeah, GBA does have a whole dungeon. I forgot about that. I only played the GBA, version, like, once, and I don't remember if I get an extra dungeon in it. I do not recall. I also wasn't a fan of listening, you know, young Link screaming every time you swung your sword. Yeah, 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 ha, 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 yeah, ha, 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 yeah. You know? So, the medallions. I never use the medallions outside of when you actually need to use them. In combat, there's like, I mean, they're strong, but they cost so much magic meter. They cost too much magic meter. The Setup Link mod, there's a mod for that. Nah, I'm good. I'm probably just gonna skip the SNES version. I like the SNES one. But, the medallions, I mean, Ether Medallion is basically AoE Ice Rod. Bongo's Medallion, I think, is AoE Fire Rod. Quake Medallion is basically AoE Magic Powder. They're basically Fire Rod, Ice Rod, and Magic Powder, but be higher screen. I mean, if you want to call the Magic Powder an element, go ahead. So, the lamp. I mean, you kind of need a lamp. The lamp is something you have to have for a couple dungeons. You just can't get around it. You need the lamp. It's a very important passive item. You also need it for Death Mountain, because you're not getting through Death Mountain very easily without the lamp. Unless you know exactly where everything is. And even then, even then. So the magic hammer. The magic hammer is useful for a couple things. It's how you progress in the game. It's how you get to specific areas of the game. But most importantly, you need this against the stupid hurdles. Without this against the hurdles, you're not killing them. It is funny to run with them because it just, you don't get hurt, really. Against enemies, anyways. Well, most enemies. Now, if you run into like a spike, you're gonna take damage. Why are you running into spikes? Stop running into the spikes. But otherwise, you're not really using a magic hammer outside of the hurls. Well, the Helmosaurs. Well, you don't even need it for the Helmosaurs. It's for the hurls. And the Helmosaur King. That's the only time you're gonna really use the hammer. Shovel? Yeah, you only need the shovel for, What do you need the shovel even for? Oh no, you need the shovel to get the whistle, the ocarina. You need the shovel to get the ocarina. That's the only time you need the shovel. Outside that, you never need the shovel. 2 heart pieces. You don't need it for the heart piece. Like, you use it, like, when you go do the mini game, the shovel mini game, you get a shovel automatically. And that's the only time you ever need the shovel is for that. Like, that's the only time. If that's a mini game. I don't think there's one in the overworld. I don't think you ever need the shovel outside the mini game and the ocarina. Why is it called the whistle? I'm mad. That should be the ocarina, not the whistle. What do you mean whistle? Don't call it a whistle. And the bug catching that, I mean, it's completely optional. The bug catching that is completely optional. You never need this item. Unless you want to show off against Agathnim. You can use the bug catching net against Agathnim. Which is hilarious. It's good for bottles. I mean, actually, yeah, you do need the bug catching net for fairies. I rescind my statement. I'm an idiot. Sonomic is an idiot gamer who doesn't know what he's talking about. You don't need the bug catching net, he says. Being the final boss death with the super bug net. You can do that? I don't even remember you being able to do that against Ganon. The Book of Medora. I mean, you need this to get the 3 medallions, which you need to progress the game. And, you can't link between worlds. Outside of that, you also need it for, Desert Palace. Book of Medora's just a progression item. That's all it is. And the bottle, I cannot understate the usefulness of the bottle. You need the bottle. You need them. Get all 4 bottles. There are 4 bottles. You can get them all very easily. One of them is in, actually, 2 of them's in, Kakariko. So you can get 2 of them. It is the Swiss Army knife of items. So you can get 2 at Kakariko. Once you get, the Source Flippers, you can get 1 up at the Briggs. No, there's 4. There's only 4. The last bottle Where was the last bottle? Where was the last bottle? Who and Kakariko went under the bridge. And the last bottle... I'm trying to remember where the last bottle is. And I'm drawing a blank. Where was the last bottle? Oh! Okay, the last... Yeah. It's the chest that you find in the Smithy's place in the Dark World. And you have to bring that all the way to the Light World, the thief, by the desert. And have him unlock it. That's right. I forgot all about that chest for a second. I guarantee that if I was playing the game, I would remember that. But yeah, the bottle. It lets you keep berries. It lets you get, you know, full health and magic. It lets you get the golden bee. The golden bee. Of note, I've never really seen the golden bee very much. I never went out of my way to get the golden bee. It is a thing. You mostly carry blues. I mostly just carry 3 fairies. And I'll carry, like, a green. Like, I'll carry a green for Hurl Rock. I usually carry 1 green just in case, you know, I need magic. But yeah, you are gonna want all 4 bottles. You want at least 1 fairy, if not 2 fairies. Fairies are very nice to have. So, if you want to optimize, things do a lot of damage to Dark World, yes. Here's the thing, here's a tip for dealing with damage in the Dark World. Don't get hit. If you don't get hit, you will never take any damage in the Dark World. The Void Seer is saying get good. I am saying get good. I am only saying get good. Did you know the blocks explode in projectiles? Yes, I know. I know all about that. So, the Cane of Samaria. You're not really going to use it very much. However, it does let you skip a couple, areas in the game. Most notably, it lets you skip the higher puzzle for opening the door in, Ice Palace. Yeah, I talked about Hurl Rock earlier. Hurl Rock is... You have to do Hurl Rock. And Hurl Rock just sucks. Because you need magic to finish it, and it drains magic very, very quickly. Because you need this, and you need a Fire Rod in order to do Hurl Rock. And you need the Ice Rod to fight the boss. So, you're also forced to take damage at times, because, oops, sorry, you can't change the direction or anything. Hurl Rock just sucks, and we'll talk about the dungeons when we get to that. So, outside of Ice Palace and Hurl Rock, yeah, it's very easy to just burn through your higher supply of magic. You'll never use the Cane of Samaria, like, ever, outside of those 2 dungeons. You don't even really use it in the dungeon, you only even really use it in the dungeon you get in, if I recall. No, you need to use it to, press down some blocks, but that's about it. So yeah, the Cane of Burna and the Magic Cape, they're optional items that you will never use. So, the Cane of Burna, you get... Where do you get the Cane of Burna? The magic cape you get in the graveyard in the world of light, I believe. It lets you go invisible. So that's how you get the heart piece on Death Mountain in the Dark World. I don't think burn us a dungeon item. The magic cape, you have to use the magic cape to get the, oh, I remember now. The magic cape you have to use to get the heart piece on Death Mountain in the Dark World. In addition, there is a room in the Dark World that is full of spikes. You need the magic hammer to enter and to get to the final area. Actually, I don't think you need the magic cape for that. I don't think magic cape does anything. You need to go through an area of spikes. And at the end, you get the cane of burner, which you can then use to go all the way back without taking any damage. You will never use the cane of burner outside of that. The cane of burner is the most useless item in the game. I mean, it makes you immune to damage, yeah, but like, you're blowing through your magic mirror like super fast. You're blowing through your magic mirror super fast. So you're not going to use the cane of burner, like, ever. And magic cape, you use to get a heart piece. That's it. The magic mirror. The magic mirror is actually very, very useful. You have to have this to go between the light and dark world. It's required. But its main use, the biggest use outside of going back and forth between light dark world, is to go back to the dungeon entrance. It is so useful to just go right back to the dungeon entrance. If you find yourself stuck, if you find yourself wanting to leave a dungeon, if you find yourself going, hey, maybe I want to try somewhere else, magic mirror right out the dungeon. You'll go right at the start of the dungeon, and you can just leave. Easy peasy. So say you didn't get a dungeon item, and you gotta go back in. How are you missing a dungeon item? I don't know. If you're missing a dungeon item, what the? That kind of item? Or that kind of sound effect? Something like that. Something like that. I hear it in my head, too. But you also hear that sound effect a lot, too, for a couple other things, if I recall. So let's talk about basket. Basket? That must be a GBA only thing. That must be a GBA only thing. So, let's take a look at these bottle items. So, we have the Medicine of Life, which restores all hearts. The Medicine of Magic, which restores all, magic. And the Medicine of Life and Magic, which is both of them. That one is obviously the most expensive. But if you're not missing much magic or life, it's kind of a waste to use it, I find. It's an item that's useful at any time. Like, if you're low on health or hearts or both, you can use it. But I find if you're low on one or the other, you're probably better off getting, like, Medicine of Life or Medicine of Magic instead. Honestly, if you're gonna do Hurl Rock, Medicine of Life and Magic might actually be the most useful, because you're just gonna eat damage, dude. You're just gonna eat that damage. You're gonna go Mogu Mogu. Pain. Hurt me more. Hurt me more! More! Hurt me more! And then you'll just use the medicine of life magic. Fairy? Fairy? You won't have fairies. If you don't use a fairy, it will revive you upon death. If you release a fairy and grab it, it heals 7 hearts. Honestly, you might as well just keep a fairy in a bottle. And if you die, you revive. There's no reason to just use a fairy outright. Like, why? Why heal with a fairy? You'll heal that much when you die anyways. Don't bother using a fairy otherwise. The bee is useless. The bee doesn't do anything, really. It's kind of just there. Golden bee, I don't know much about, because I've never really seen the golden bee. So, I can't really speak on the golden bee. I don't know how good it is. It must be really good if it's super rare, right? It's a homemade master sword. Does it work on bosses? Some? So it might be useful on some boss fights. It might be. But considering how rare it is, you're probably never gonna, like, ever use it. So those are all the items. So, the ones I find the most useful, outside of, these items up here. I know, I could click. Silver arrows, obviously OP. Magic boomerang, I find to be one of the more useful items. Hookshot's good, but I like the magic boomerang more. The rods are okay, but I think fire rods better than the ice rod. I don't use the fire rod much, because I prefer not using my magic. The Cane of Samaria is only useful for a couple things, but it lets you get through them quickly. The Medicine of Life and Magic, and the Fairy. So for me, the Fairy, the Magic Boomerang, and the Bow are the most useful. Yeah, it does have a nice balance. Let me see how rare the Golden Bee is. How rare are you? It can be... Oh, look. It can be used to defeat every boss except Mafia. Every boss except Mafia. Bro, what? Wait. Go to the east side of Lake Hylia and enter the ice cave down there and use a bomb inside to find the fairy fountain. Is that the one where, Mafia is saying? Oh, wait, that's where you get the ice rod. So you just run it to the statue and you'll get the golden bee every time? Really? That's where you get the golden bee? It's just in that cave? Bro! You know, when I do, Link Pass next time, I am gonna have to, I'm gonna have to try that, if I remember. I want to see what... I want to experience the golden bee. I never knew this was there. Because, why would you run it in a statue? Why would you ever run it in a statue, right? I have learned something new, guys. I have learned something new. It's gonna be exciting to try whenever I do this. Is a... How old is this game again? How old are you? You came out in 92, I believe, right? 92. Wait. No. 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 Don't tell me you're 33 years old. Are you telling me this game is 33 years old? No. No. Well, 91 it came out in Japan. We got it in 92. So it's 33 for the US. No. Oh. Oh, I'm feeling old. I'm feeling really, really old. Oh. Why did I have to look at the date? So that's all of that. Oh, it came out in 91? I didn't know it came out in November of 91. Okay, so, guys, are you ready? We're gonna look at the dungeons one by one. So, our first dungeon is Hyrule Castle, which, I mean, it's the intro dungeon. It's not that hard. It's very easy. You only go one way. It's a very easy dungeon. The castle dungeon, not very difficult. It's still a tutorial. Yeah, I still remember all the music. It has good music. Like, the SNES era has such great music, dude. I miss the songs of the SNES era. And dude, off topic, I was listening to the Marvel Superheroes soundtrack, and man are those songs hype. They're really, really good. Your favorite Hughie Zelda? Yeah, it's mine, too. Honestly, Link to the Past is probably my favorite Zelda. I do love this game a lot, but you know, I grew up with this game, too, so might be a little nostalgia, a little rose-tinted glasses. Maybe. Alright, so the Eastern Palace is our first actual dungeon. And it's not really a hard dungeon. It's honestly very simple. There's nothing really difficult. Dealing with the eye guys is a little annoying sometimes, but other than that, it's not a hard dungeon. Just watch out for the big bowling ball, or cannonball, or whatever ball that is. Now, the Desert Palace, also very easy. If you know where to go through this in like 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. It's a very short dungeon. It's very short. Tower of Hera, also very easy. Go down, hit the switches, get the item, and then go all the way up. Make sure to get the Moon Pearl. You can shortcut your way to the Moon Pearl without having to do the whole rigmarole up above, but honestly, just do the whole rigmarole. It'll save you time. So the Light World dungeons are very easy. And then we get to these dungeons. The Palace of Darkness. The difficulty ramps up compared to Tower of Hera. And, you know, you go back to Hyrule Castle the second time. I forgot about that. So, after you finish those 3 dungeons, you go back to Hyrule Castle. And you gotta make your way to the roof, where you can stab the lightning thing with your Master Sword. And then enter. It's not very difficult. It's basically just enemy gauntlet. If you can deal with the enemies, not hard. Throw your boomerang. Use your boomerang. 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 Or, you know, use your bow and arrow. Still not hard. Active, not very difficult. The hardest boss in the Light World is right here. It's Mold Worm. Mold Worm sucks. For Desert Palace, you can go out your way to get the Ice Rod early, which will allow you to just seize the boss super easily. And Easter Palace, you get the bow and arrow, that's how you beat them. Yeah, the boomerang cannot kill. The hookshot, well, the hookshot can kill specific enemies, but like, boomerang is still good. You don't have to hookshot this early. Palace of Darkness is a little bit confusing because finding your way around for the first time is, it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. And the enemies do hurt a lot. And dealing with the stupid, hurdles, dude, I hate those hurdles. Those hurdles are so awful. Hookshot kills anything not immune to dying. And Mothula. I mean, Mothula is kinda, you know, garbage, but we'll get to him. So, you need to go here to get the hammer. You need the hammer to progress to the rest of the game. The hammer is key, again, to the rest of the game. Now, outside of getting the hammer's not that hard to get. Going across that bridge is not very difficult, because you can just use the Pegasus boots to get across it. It's not hard. The hard part's just finding your way around to get the keys. Because sometimes it's just a little annoying to navigate. Just a little bit. Still not super difficult, though. Swamp Palace. Palace of Darkness and Thief Hound. Yeah, I like to go to Thief Hound too to get the Titans bit, so I could, break the game even more. And, like, we'll get to that in a little bit. So, Swamp Palace, annoying. It's just a little annoying because of the swimming. If you have to swim at all, it gets really annoying. Because swimming sucks. Because you can't protect yourself against the, heck heights. Or, I don't think they're called heck heights, right? They're just the water bugs. And you know what else is annoying? Those stupid bubbles. Oh my god, those bubbles are so annoying. Oh my god, the bubbles. Oh, the bubbles are like bats to me in this game. It's just like, here's bubbles. And it's like, I want to hit the bubbles, but there's fireballs. But bubbles! Ah, bubbles! So, that's the Swamp Palace. This is where you get the hook shot. You need the hook shot for a couple areas. You can miss the flippers, yeah. And without the flippers, you can't do this dungeon. So, have fun with that. The final, who was the boss? It wasn't Argo, like Argoff or Argonoff, right? Argonaut? Who's the boss? Argus. It's Argus. Argus is the boss. I always call him like every other name. Argonaut, Argo, Eyeball Goober. He's not hard. He's really not hard. And if you have the level 2 Master Sword, he dies super quickly. Super quickly. Skull Woods. If you do not know what you are doing, Skull Woods sucks. It outright sucks to do Skull Woods. If you know what you're doing, guess what? You only need one key. One key is all you need to finish the dungeon. You only need one key. You don't need more than that. You can get the boss key very easily, if I recall. I might have to refresh myself on where the boss key is. What was the boss key? I'm gonna look, because I'm trying to remember which room the boss key was in. Guru Bar. That's what it's called? Rapid Beam. Oh yeah, the Wall Master. We'll talk about the Wall Master in a second. Do we not have a map? Do we not have a map? There's no map? There's no map? Huh. I'm trying to remember where the boss key was. Where was the boss key? Does anyone remember where the boss key was? Hyrule Warriors Legends. It was in Hyrule Warriors Legends? I don't remember that. In-game screenshots. That does not tell me anything. Oh, I remember you from Link Between Worlds. I don't remember where the boss key is off my head. I'll have to remember that later. But anyways, you only need one key, as far as I remember, to finish the dungeon. Mafula sucks. So, he's immune to bow and arrow. I'm gonna look here. The boss key was there. Yeah, okay, so you move, yeah, you have to deal with the wall master, get a boss key, and the thing starts collapsing around you. Right. Yeah, so you don't need any keys for this at all. You need 0 keys. Well, I say you need 0 keys. You need 1 key at the very least. If you have 1 key, you can skip getting the extra key at the bottom of the room that you need to go to. You see this bug thing? That's where you actually have to go. That's where you need to get the fire rod in this dungeon. Use it on here and enter the final part of the dungeon. If the first room is a small key at the bottom, you can skip that if you have another small key, which you can get very easily, if I recall. Mafula does suck. So, immune to bow and arrow, immune to level 4 sword. So if you have the max level sword, you can't hurt him. The only way you're gonna hurt him is with a fire rod at that point. And it sucks. It really sucks. I don't remember if regular bow and arrow works. I know silver bow and arrow does not. But you have to deal with Mafula, who will shoot 3 beams at you while dealing with stupid spikes. The spikes are the most annoying part of the fight. Because you gotta deal with spikes while dealing with a moving floor, if I recall. He's one of the worst bosses of the games, hands down. One of the worst bosses, hands down. Now, Thief's Hound. This is where you get the items met. You can come here after the Palace of Darkness. I would recommend it. The boss is not very difficult. It's 3 hits. It basically is 9 hits to beat the boss. That's all it takes. It's 9 hits to beat the boss. Mafula is basically immune to anything that isn't fire rod. Pretty much. You can hit him with your sword, though, if it's not maxed out, if I recall. Thief's Hound is a very simple dungeon. It's not very hard. It's a bit of a mini maze. It is a maze, actually. But it's not a very hard maze. The hardest part is dealing with the boss. Yeah, like the dungeon's not really hard. There is a person at the very bottom that you're gonna have to bring to a Giga room at the top. Yeah, the Heart Piece minigame at the Hound sucks, dude. It's awful. I hate dealing with that minigame because you might get it on the first try, you might get it on the 50th try. It just sucks. Blind himself, again, you just have to deal with the fireballs. I think you can block the fireballs with the red shield. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you can block the fireballs with the red shield. But overall, it's just hit him 9 times and you win. Random makes a guarantee that you only play it once. Good. Because it just sucks. And once you do this dungeon, the rest of the world is your oyster. You need to do this dungeon in order to get a Mystery Mire as well. And That's also how you get a whole bunch of other optional stuff. That's how you get the level 3 sword. That's how you get a couple other things that I can't think of off my head. Ice Palace. Ice Palace sucks. I don't like Ice Palace. Yeah, after commit system medallions. Ice Palace is awful. I hate it. It's my least favorite dungeon outside of Hurl Rock. I hate it. I just hate it. It's an awful dungeon. The ice physics makes it awful. And the confusing layout makes it awful. And you do need a fire rod in order to deal with this place. If you don't have a fire rod, you're not even getting in. So the ice physics are awful. Without the Cave of Samaria, you have to go through the higher dungeon like twice over in order to do the puzzle. In order to open the final door you need. If you have the Cave of Samaria... Samaria? Wow, Mario is now Samario. The Cave of Samaria for the Mystery Mire dungeon, which I would recommend doing first. You need Bombos or Fire Rod. Bombos ain't too much, though. I would recommend doing Mystery Mire before Ice Palace, because you can get the Cave of Samaria there, it'll let you seize the Ice Palace. And you won't have to deal with the stupid gimmick. The boss for Ice Palace, Cold Scare is not, you may do it in random. I guess that is true. Random is the thing. Cold Scare's not hard. I don't remember if Bombos immediately breaks the ice on Cold Scare. But overall, Cold Scare's not hard at all. So, he's a very easy boss. You forgot Cold Scare was a boss? Yeah, he's kind of a non-thing, really. Now, Mystery Mire. Mystery Mire is going to be everyone's favorite place because of the Wiz Robes. I mean, it's still not as bad to Zelda 1 Wiz Robes, let's be real. Or, you know, the Wiz Robes in, well, I could have sworn there was terrible Wiz Robes in another game. Zelda 1 Wiz Robes are awful, though. But, outside of the Wiz Robes, Mystery Mire's not that hard. I mean, you do have to go through a little bit of a maze and get downstairs, but overall, it's not a very difficult dungeon. It's a lot easier to deal with than Ice Palace, or, honestly, it's not that hard. Yeah, Wiz Robes suck in any 2D game. At least these Wiz Robes, you could just walk up to. Oh, you know what I'm thinking about with Wiz Robes? I'm thinking of Star Tropics. Because those were basically Wiz Robes. Stupid enemies there. But yeah, like, it's not hard to deal with enemies here. But you know, thinking about it, we have 3 eye enemies. We got Argus, we got Cold Scare, and we got the boss of Mystery Mire that's just eyeballs. What's with all the eyes? There's a lot of eye bosses here in Link to the Past. But overall, the boss here in Mystery Mire, not hard. The hardest thing about the boss is dealing with the lightning. Otherwise, it's not that hard. Ganon can see you. He really wants to see you. Now, Hurl Rock. Can we just talk about one of the worst Zelda dungeons? Like, people talk about the Water Temple in Ocarina of Time. People talk about, what was it? There was a dungeon in, Twilight Princess. Was it the Sky Dungeon in Twilight Princess that they talked about? Let's talk about Hurl Rock. We talked about this earlier. So, in order to enter it, you need to finish Mystery Mire and get the Cane of Samaria. You need that. You also need to finish, you don't need to finish it, but you need a fire rod from, Skull Woods. You also need the ice rod, or probably the ether medallion, for the boss. Yeah, I know, Water Temple and Ocarina's... Oh, was it Twilight Princess's Water Temple? Okay, yeah, that one was bad. Yeah, that one was bad. Hurdle Rock is just bad. I feel like it's probably one of the worst Zelda dungeons overall. Is it worse than those who water temples? Yeah, I remember the water faucets. I remember being stuck in that dungeon on stream. I remember that. It was not a good time for me. But, here, you need to have as much magic as you can. So this is where the green potion or blue potion is needed. You want to have the blue mail from Ice Palace so you don't die to the stupid Guru Guru bars. Why are they called Guru Guru? What? Why Guru Guru or Guru Guru? That's a weird... They're fire bars. They're from Mario. But, you need it because mostly of them, because you're going to be eating hits. A lot of hits. You need the fire rod to light torches, and you're on a time limit, by the way. If you don't get that door before those torches, go away, guess what you gotta do? You have to do the whole ride all over again. Good luck figuring out the path you need to go. This dungeon sucks. It's awful. And hey, guess what? Did you know that one of the heart pieces you need is here? You need to go outside a random wall, to a ledge, and use the mirror outside of that ledge to go inside the dungeon, or a cave, and get a piece of heart. If you don't get it then, guess what? If you want to get all your heart pieces, you gotta go for the dungeon again. Why would they put a heart piece that requires the magic mirror there? It's awful. And if you're dumb enough, you might jump off the ledge and exit the higher dungeon. Oh no. Oh no. Mario, I jumped off the ledge. Mario, I don't know what to do. Oh. Mamma mia. Here's a gigantic moment. And then the boss. So, if you don't have magic when you fight the boss, you just lose. You just lose because you can't beat the boss without hitting it with magic. You gotta hit with magic, and then you gotta hit with your sword to beat the heads. Beat those heads. Beat both of those heads. Not like that. Not like that. Get your mind out of the gutter. Get your mind out of the gutter. All of you. You know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. But yeah, the boss itself isn't super difficult. It's just annoying. Especially if you like the ice head, the large random stone of Death Mountain. Yeah, there's a lot of convoluted things in Death Mountain. Ganon's Tower is... out of all the final dungeons in a Zelda game, I don't know. It's not super terrible, but it is a little, confusing. There's a lot of ways of going the wrong way. He is a glorified boss for us. Of all the bosses from the world of light. Now, I don't think you have to fight. No, you do have to fight the Armos. I mean, the Armos, if you have the Bow of Light, you just one-shot the Armos. They just die instantly. Here's the thing about that. If you go the wrong way with the Armos, you're gonna have to redo them, because you gotta go one of the paths to get the boss key. You're gonna have to fight all three bosses, though. And it's awful when you have to fight Moldworm again. Nobody likes Moldworm. He sucks. I hate Moldworm. Getting up the tower is a little bit annoying because of the glorified maze. It's not a glorified maze. It is a maze. It's very, very convoluted to get through. Now, here's the fun thing. You don't have to do all of the... Well, actually, you do have to do most of the maze, don't you? There is a part that is annoying that requires the Ether Medallion, I believe. Because it reveals hidden floors, and you're going to need that to get across the floor. I don't think you can hit the torch otherwise without the without being near it. And if you don't have any magic, good luck. Academ is not that hard. In fact, I think Academ is actually a lot easier because you can hit Academ multiple times. And then we get to the Pyramid of Power. It's not really a dungeon, it's just Ganon. And really, out of all the Ganon fights, this is probably one of the easiest Ganon fights in the series, I think. He's not really that hard. Like, you can face tank him, like, super easily. He hurts. Yes, he does hurt. But you can just face tank him. He's not really difficult. Now, here's the fun thing. If you beat Ganon, and you fall down the pit, and then come back, you're gonna have to fight Ganon again. Why? I don't know. Ganon just magically comes back to life. And it's kind of hilarious. It's like, oh, I'm back from the dead. You're gonna have to fight me again. So, don't fall down the pit, okay? Whatever you do, don't fall down the pit. I don't remember the Palace of the Four Swords. I really don't remember this dungeon. Who was the boss here? Dark Link? I don't remember this place. So, I see glitches. I must click. I must click the glitches. Yeah, I know it's a GBA dungeon. Her red seal blue. Mushroom glitch. Cana Samaria Skullwood glitch. Let me look at the mushroom. Whoa! What is happening here? Okay. It's only an SNES game. That's wild. What's the Cana Samaria glitch? Oh, it causes the game to crash. Huh? So if you use the Cana Samaria on a Switch and can leave the dungeon outright, it just glitches? Wow! That's kind of rude. There's a flute glitch, there's a boomerang glitch. I remember the ghost of Misery Meyer. I remember that. Ah, so this makes it so that you, like, swim. That's how you swim. Got it. And what's the boomerang glitch? It possibly destroys terrain. That's weird. That's very weird. And the Ghost of Mystery Mire, there's an invisible enemy. I actually remember this. I remember just swinging my sword randomly and killing a ghost, and I was just like, what? Like, what do you mean I'm killing an enemy? There's 3 of them here, apparently, but, yeah, there's just 3 invisible enemies in Mystery Mire. Apparently, it's a coup, and if I recall, a coup... Wait. Oh, it's one of those guys. It's like a Dark World version of a Sora. Okay. So that is A Link to the Past. So A Link to the Past is a game that, you know, I enjoy a lot. I want to get back and try to play the game again at some point, and I probably will. I'm probably not going to speedrun it, though. Well, I'm probably going to still try to speedrun it because, you know. Also, it has the best Zelda. Like, it has the best Zelda design, in my opinion. So this is the Zelda you see in Smash. It's this one. I just like the design of that Zelda. Also, Agathnim. Freaking Agathnim. Freaking Agathnim, dude. Not your favorite Zelda? Which Zelda's your favorite? Link's uncle. Lost Old Man, King of Hyrule. I think there's all these guys. 15-second game, man. I love that. 15-second game, man. Which Zelda's your favorite Zelda? Maple? Maple? I guess you could say that it's Maple, yeah. I guess you could say that Maple, that's Maple and, where's the Wix? Where's the Wix? 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 Oh! The Wix is still called Syrup. She's still called Syrup. Yeah, it's Irene in Link Between Worlds. So Syrup is actually here. Syrup's in a lot of older Zelda games. She's in this game. She's in, I believe she's in Link's Awakening, right? Was she in Link's Awakening? Let's find out. Yes, she was. Oh wow, she was in Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages, and the Minish Cap. Okay. So she was in a few of the... She was in, like, all the 2D games, almost. Outside of, the first 2 games. I wonder if the Apprentice is supposed to be, Game Boy Advance version is... Was she not in, I don't think she was in, yeah, she's not in SNES version. So, she's like a GBA one may look more like, Maple. So that is The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. We spent an hour and a half reading up or talking about this one game. Can you believe it? What is your biggest memory of this game? Anyone have a really big memory of this game? I think the memory I have the most of this game, personally, was... Let me think. What is my biggest memory? Yeah, getting stuck at Hurl Rock is always a big memory. Hurl Rock and Ice Palace, they were my biggest memories for sure. I think finding all the heart pieces on my own was a very big memory because I remember trying to find them all on my own before. I did manage to do it without a guide, but hot dang was it hard, man. Not that you really need all the heart pieces, but it was a challenge as a young boyling. Not gonna lie. Um, I do remember trying to get the game's play thing in the credits be 0, and I managed to do that a lot. Games played, by the way, I believe is the number of game overs you get, if I recall. So, you do get to see your game over counter at the end of the game. I think that only counts for in dungeons, though. I don't think it counts outside of dungeons. But I remember trying to keep that at 0, and I got very good at the game and make it always be 0. I can't remember how many other. I don't really have very many other memories. Like, it's the game I play the most, but I don't really have any super big memories outside of all of that. I'm thinking. I do remember the first time with Mothula and the level 4 sword. That was a very big memory for me. That one always sticks with me because it's just like, what? What do you mean this doesn't work? How do I kill you? Oh no! That was a pretty big memory for me. I recall that. Alright, give me just a second. I'm gonna check something real quick. I want to make sure on, something. Not seeing it. Also, has anyone noticed Honey Hoon's Adventure, like, popping up a lot more recently? The NES one? I've been seeing a lot of stuff with that popping up lately. I don't think there's gonna be a stream today, sadly. Yeah, I didn't have YouTube. I didn't have a computer until I was like 21. And that's a computer I bought, which was a Windows XP computer that I was using for technical college. That's when I started dealing with, internet related stuff a lot. Zelda 1, Zelda, or Mini Zelda. Those are the Zeldas you prefer? Really? I mean, Minish Cap Zelda is pretty cute, not gonna lie. But really? Zelda 1 Zelda? That's... You like that ribbon? What does Zelda 1 Zelda look like? I mean, if you're talking about that Zelda, then, she's a ginger? Of course you would. Of course you would. Why am I not seeing Zelda? Show me the original Zelda, please. Artwork of that one. I mean, why are you doing all the way down there? You're very fluffy. I mean, I guess. she's okay, I suppose. I guess she's okay. But I do like the Minish-Cap Zelda. She is a cutie. She is pretty cute. It's very, well, I mean, it is basically the Hoon version of her, I suppose, isn't it? Because if you were to go like Wind Waker, yeah, it's basically the Hoon version. I mean, I do like her design. It is cute, though. It is a very cute design. So that is A Link to the Past. You might be thinking of Four Swords. You know what? Let's look at the Four Swords version. We will look at the Four Swords. Oh yeah! That one is also pretty nice. The ribbon is, definitely, it definitely stands out. Not gonna lie. That ribbon does stand out. So, that is A Link to the Past. Also, you know what? I also like this, blue dress design for, that Zelda. I think the blue dress I like more than the pink dress. I don't know, they're both good. I like both of the, dresses for her. So, that is A Link to the Past. I do love me A Link to the Past. It is my favorite game of the of the Zelda games. I'm probably gonna do a speed run of that at some point because I am running out of games to do. And you like the Twilight Princess dress? I mean, it's okay. I'm not really big on Twilight Princess Zelda myself. Like, she's not bad, but like, not really a big fan of the design myself. So I'm going to take a quick break, and we will go to the next one. It's FF Zelda design. Final Fantasy Zelda designs. Is it? Yeah. I don't know. I get where you're coming from, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna go to the next Zelda game. Helma. Yeah. The next Zelda game is a game I never owned. Well, no, I can't go with that one because I never owned it. We'll go to the next Zelda game that I owned. And this is many, many years later, as you can see. It's Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess is the second Zelda game that I owned. And I owned it for the Wii. So, you can imagine the fun times had there. So, I will be right back. Give me just a bit. I need to go check on the doggos and stuff. So, give me just a second. Alright, I am back. GameCube is much better. That's what I played, for the stream, was the GameCube version. I didn't want to deal with the Wii version on, Forbidden Heck, because, most of the controls of Forbidden Heck is kind of awful to deal with, not gonna lie. So I did the GameCube version instead. So yeah, Twilight Princess. It was 1991 or 1992 that I played Link to the Past. I did play a demo of, Next Best is just get the remaster. I suppose that is true. So, 1991, 1992 was when I played, Link to the Past. I did play a little bit of Ocarina of Time. I never owned N64, so I never played it. It would not be until the Wii era when I got to play Twilight Princess. So this is my second Zelda game. There's been a few Zeldas in between here and there. When did it come out for the Wii? 2006. So, Twilight Princess, I did enjoy playing this, even though the Wii controls were, frustrating, to say the least. Here's the funny thing about this game. So, this came out in the States before Japan. I only played this once on the Wii. I never played this game more than once on the Wii. I own it, but I never played it more than once. Mostly because I didn't want to have to deal with, the Wii controller. The problem with the Wii for me was that the batteries. Batteries would die so often. This game had a hand in modding the Wii. Interesting. But yeah, you would use up so many batteries on the Wii. Like, it was just awful to play the Wii because of the battery issue. And if you didn't have any batteries and your Wii controller dies, well, guess you're not playing the Wii. It's one of those games that I don't miss. I'm glad that they moved over to, rechargeable, controllers and stuff. As long as, the charger works and all that. As I know from, my power cable dying on, the Switch dock. Ugh, that was not a fun time. But we had chargeable batteries, did it? If it did, I don't remember that, but, while I didn't mind the game, I wasn't too big of a fan of this game, honestly. It wasn't bad. I did like the game. I loved Midna. Midna was a fun character, but, I just didn't enjoy playing it on Wii. Because it actually hired my hands out a lot. Midna is the best companion. Midna's just such a great character. The water temple of this game sucks, by the way. We'll get the temples or the dungeons in a little bit. But overall, I don't remember dungeons being too bad, but they felt like they dragged on quite a bit. Like, if I recall, every single dungeon was just so freaking long, dude. Like, it always felt like it took an hour or 2 or 3 just to finish one dungeon. If I recall, one of the dungeons was like a 2-hour, 3-hour dungeon. I think that was the Sky Temple. And I hate that one. I hate the Sky Temple. And I have a story about that Sky Helper, so I'm sure many of you who's played the game knows exactly how this went. So you get to the end, and you get the double claw shot, and you hang down off of a giant chain, right? And you drop off the giant chain, right? The one that makes the fan stop spinning. And you realize that that's not what you have to do. So you end up falling off this chain. You can't go back up for the fan anymore. And you gotta go for the entire dungeon again. You have to do the entire dungeon again. And it's like, oh my god, this sucks. This is bad. Didn't this game have gold Skulltulus too? I think this game has Skulltulus as well, right? I don't remember. I want to say there was some kind of collectible in here. The Nvidia Sealed Healing. I've never even heard of that. It had gold bugs. Oh, right. Right, the gold bugs. The gold bugs kind of suck to deal with. Because finding them was just like, bleh. Oh my god, where are they even at? I can't see them. I think they're just like outbound sometimes, and it's just like, well, I'm not getting that. And you have to go at like specific time. Yeah, a male and a female. And they were at like different places, so it was like, bleh. Alright, so why don't we take a look at the equipment? I wish to see the equipment. Show me the inventory. Ball and chain. Yeah, usually on two opposite sides of the map. Ball and chain. Never really use it. Like, at all. Like, at all. Yeah, you use it against, you use it in the dungeon, and you use it against the boss. I don't remember any other time you use it. Here's the thing about the items in this game. Compared to, like, Link to the Past, where a lot of the items had utility outside the dungeon, most of the items in this dungeon don't really have utility outside their dungeon. Not gonna lie. Bomb bag! Of course you want the bomb bag. You want more bombs, right? I like bombs. Of course, you know, the bombs, the bomblings. I never use the bomblings. Like a water bomb, yeah, you need water bombs. You need that for, what did you need for water bombs? You never use bombs? What, did you use something else to break the walls and stuff? But yeah, bombs, I mean, it's bombs, you know. Bottles, there's more bottles. I think one of them is from Agatha, I think. Again, you want to get as many, actually, do you want bottles? Yes. Yes, I think you can still get fairies. Oh, there goes my connection. My connection was in the yellow. Bombs out of your inventory. Makes sense. A claw shot and a double claw shot. I mean, the claw shot is just a hook shot, just named differently. Just don't aim it at any, don't aim it at ladies, please. You do not need to use the claw shot on a lady. Don't do that. Don't be rude, okay? Yeah, they really should not have been two separate items. It's like, you get a claw shot, you get another claw shot. And you need the double claw shot for, the circus minigame. Do you even use the double claw shot for, like, much? Outside of the sky dungeon? I don't even remember that being used very much itself. It's like the last dungeon. That is true. The coral earring. I don't remember what the coral earring does. What does the coral earring do? Is it just a key item? Claw shots or long shot? The claw shots are worse, I find. I think it's worse. I think the long shots got, the long shot's better, I find. The Dominion Rod. Completely useless outside of the dungeon. You will never use this item. Ever. Because there's, like, never any reason to use it. Aside from, you know, moving statues for items. The fishing rod, yes, is the best weapon in the game. Why? Why does this weapon work against Ganon? If you bring it out against Ganon, he will stop and he will just stare at you. Yeah, he will just never attack you with the fishing rod out. He will never attack you. You can wave the fishing rod around in his face, and he will just stare at you. So the easiest way of dealing with Ganon... Spoilers, the final boss is Ganon. Wow. The easiest way of dealing with Ganon is fishing rod, switch to your sword, fishing rod, sword, fishing rod. Just loot that and Ganon will do nothing. He will do absolutely nothing. I think the Gale Boomerang, which... Yeah, I feel like the Gale Boomerang is an inferior version of, which, I think it's inferior to the one in, Link to the Past. I don't really care much for this Gale Boomerang, honestly. It's an interesting little gimmicky item, but, like, meh? Yeah, anything that's not the sword doesn't really get you. I mean, the bow is nice. You don't ever want to use the boots. You're not really using the lantern. I guess you use the horse cult because, you know, horse is good. Epona is good. What the heck is Hawkeye? What is Hawkeye just a key item? I think Hawkeye is a key item. Yeah, it's like a key item. Yeah, it's for Poe. Okako. I mean, Okako is nice. Okako lets you leave the dungeons. So, Okako is like a magic mirror. Mask of Truth Skeleton. Slingshot. Slingshot doesn't really get much use here. Like, I feel like you get more use out of Slingshot in Ocarina Time than in this game. I never used the warp ear. The spinner. I think the spinner, alongside the Dominion Rod, are the two most useless items of the game. They're both completely useless. The spinner is cool, but it's completely useless. Yeah, like, you're never gonna use this. Are you gonna use it against Ganon? You're just gonna spin at him? I'm gonna spin at you, Ganon! Now, I skipped over the weapons and shields because they're pretty much the same. Oh wow, there's a new wallet in the HD version I see. So, for the most part, you're using a hero's clothes. Sora armor, you useful when you're at war. I believe the sword armor makes you weak of fire. Just bigger numbers. The magic armor, it makes you invincible as long as you have rubies. Once you run out of rubies, you become like a hang. You move slow, you can't really attack, it's useless. If you have a lot of money, you can just bum rush stuff. But honestly, yeah, it's not really that great. The Meeper scam. The Meeper scam. Right, I forgot the stamps were a thing in the Wii U version. I don't remember using many of these bottle items, honestly. I might have kept some of these, I always keep fairies. But I think I kept, like, I always kept, like, milk and lantern oil. I always kept lantern oil, at least one. Yeah, this game you do want fairies. Oh, there goes my connection. Gonna wait a second. I don't know what happened there. Also, this game with its stupid key swords. Right. The key swords. Those were a thing. So that's really it for, oh yeah, and you can get, like, all these, yeah, hard to get or bad, pretty much. The hidden skills, I never really used the skills very much. Like, I never really used the skills. Because it's like, why? Why bother with the skills? You don't really need them, you know? If I were a GameCube person, I could believe it. Ah! Give me just a second. So, it's not high emotion. That is true. Anything not high emotion controls makes it immediately better. So that's the inventory and stuff. Why don't we look at the dungeon? The dungeons. The thing about this game is sometimes it takes a while to just go to the next dungeon. That's the thing I found. Like, in late past, it wasn't very hard to get to the next dungeon. In the longer Zelda games, it wasn't really that hard to, get to the next dungeon, in all honesty. This game, it took, like, a while before you got to the next dungeon. And you can't really skip dungeons either, so you kinda have to do them in order. The Forest Temple. Here's the thing, I don't remember the dungeons very well, so let me try to remember. The Forest Temple. Is that the one with the baboon? Yeah, that's where you get the Gale Boomerang. And ask the baboon. And it involves you having to use the Gale Boomerang to flip around the whole bunch of platforms. Give me just a second. I don't remember. The baboon wasn't really hard to beat here. Baboon was easy. I don't remember Goron Mines. What was the Goron Mines? Does anyone remember Goron Mines? Oh. Is this where you need the iron boots? Yeah, you need the iron boots. And the boss was a boss you had to, like, knock off into the lava. You get the mines, but not the boss itself. I don't remember who the boss is. The boss, actually, the boss was a, Was a Goron, wasn't he? No, Virus. Who's Virus? Oh, it's that guy. I remember that guy now. That guy was kind of annoying. The Lake Bed Temple, I don't like the Lake Bed Temple. I don't like it. I do not like it. I don't like it. I remember the faucets. The faucet gimmick was just, oh my god. This is where you got the hook shot, or the claw shot, I believe. The boss was underwater, right? Was it a fish? Yeah, I hate this dungeon. Morphine. Oh my god. I think I remember this guy. Dude, screw this fight. Oh god, I remember this fight. No. This guy sucked. This guy sucked. He was a terrible fight. Arthur's Grounds. I don't remember that. I think Arthur's Grounds is where you get, the spinner. And I think this is also where you fight, like, the, there was, like, a guy that you had to, like, jump a wall, and avoid projectiles, and then you jump on him with the spinner. It was like a mask, right? I don't remember much about Arthur's Grounds. Do you remember Arthur's Grounds at all, Hate? Death Sword. No, wait. It's... No, we don't care about you. We want Scalord. He was a big, big skeleton. Yeah, this guy. I remember this guy. Oh! Wait. I think Arthur's Ground, Arthur's Ground had quicksand, I believe. I think that's the one with the quicksand in it. Also, he's apparently the final boss of Link's crossbow training. Interesting. I did not know he was the final boss of a Zelda game. That's kind of hilarious, actually. That guy wasn't very difficult, but it was kind of annoying to get to him. Just a little bit. Snow Peak Ruins is another place that I have fond memories of hating. Snow Peak Ruins was kinda annoying. Just a little bit. That's where you get the ball insane. It was annoying to get to. It was annoying to go through. I did not enjoy the Snow Peak Ruins at all. It kinda really, really sucked. And then the boss was the Yeti's wife, I believe. Which, that boss kinda was hard. Yeah, I hit her with the golden save, but it was kinda hard to hit. Not gonna lie. But navigating that dungeon sucked, and the puzzles in there kinda sucked too. Yeah, it's very easy to die. It's so easy to just get lost and die, and it was annoying to traverse it because of the snow slowing you down. It's just like, ugh. But hey, you get good healing here. I think I come here to get my healing. Temple of Time. I'm not gonna lie. I am so surprised they brought the Temple of Time back into this game. And it's basically the Temple of Time as well. The Temple of Time before it was all, you know, diapolated and stuff. Wow, Xeno knows a big word. This is where you get the Dominion Rod. It was more annoying than hard. It wasn't really difficult at all. It was just annoying. Who was the boss? Yeah, we can't be smart sometimes. I don't remember who the boss is. I don't remember who the boss is of Temple of Time. Well, let's find out who the boss is. Goma? Oh yeah, Goma! That's right, they brought Goma back. I want to look at Twilight Princess. No image available. I want to know, it was a Breath of the Wild? I don't even remember it in Breath of the Wild. Who's the boss? Probably is Goma. It was like Armor Goma, right? It's not Helami. I gotta go here. Non-plus. It's Armor Goma. Okay, it is Armor Goma. Yeah, because you have to hit him with a hammer. You gotta, like, squish the spider. It's funny that they brought Goma back. Like, they made a big ol' Ocarina of Time homage with that dungeon. That's basically all that dungeon was a Ocarina of Time homage. And then the city of the sky. Oh boy, that dungeon. That dungeon is not fun, guys. It is not fun at all. It is a terrible, terrible dungeon. Because it's so easy to just fall off into the abyss, or, fall back to an earlier part of the dungeon, and you have to redo the dungeon, and it's like, oh my goodness, I have to redo the dungeon, and it takes forever to do. And the boss was a little bit annoying. Someone knows Goma was female? Why do we know that Goma's female? Who's the boss? It was like, Argarok. Argarok was in, Hyrule Warriors as well. And I remember Argarok being a bit of a pain to fight in Hyrule Warriors. I think I remember that guy. Yeah. And I think I remember him being annoying to this game, too. He's not hard, he's just annoying. You wanna fix your connection there? Thank you. So yeah, Argarok is just... Yeah, he's easy once you figure him out, but he's still kinda annoying. Just a little bit. And then you have the Palace of Twilight, which... I'm not a fan of Palace of Twilight. I'm really not. That place, you want the most annoying dungeon outside of Lakebed Temple? Palace of Twilight is really, really annoying. It's really, really annoying. Dealing with the wall masters there, dealing with the whole, I gotta get her to a wolf. It is boring and tedious, and it just drags on. Son was kind of an interesting fight, not gonna lie. Sant? Is it Son or is it Sant? I think it's Sant. Like, he was interesting. He could be kind of difficult sometimes, not gonna lie. Sometimes he can be a little bit difficult. But overall, yeah, he just copies the previous bosses. He's not super difficult, but, he can be a little bit rough. And then, of course, if it's not Ganon's castle, it has to be Hyrule Castle. That's the final dungeon. So, Hyrule Castle, I recall being pretty much a non-thing. Like, I don't recall Hyrule Castle being anything at all. If I'm not mistaken. It's not really hard. And there's not really anything going on in Hyrule Castle. Now, the Ganon fight, yeah, just do what the room asks and leave. The first Ganon fight, Pig Ganon, well, that is Ganon. Ganon's kind of a little bit rough at times. A little bit rough. Give or take. I think I have more trouble with Ganon than I do with Ganondorf. Sacred Beast Ganon. Actually, before we go with Sacred Beast Ganon, we have talked about Puppet Zelda. We talked about a homage to Ocarina of Time with Temple of Time. And then we get Puppet Zelda, which is a homage to Phantom Ganon. Or, you know, Ganondorf himself in Ocarina of Time. The exact same thing. They did the exact same thing there as in Ocarina of Time. Yeah, they didn't really do much with Zelda. Like, she kinda doesn't really do anything. I find her very interesting, honestly. Final Ganondorf fight. I know it's supposed to be some big epic fight, but, I mean, can you just, like, not use the fishing rod? Can you just not? Yeah, she shows up in, like, one or two cutscenes because she's a boss. Yeah. Like, fishing rod is just so fun to use against Ganon. It's fun to make Ganon just follow the fishing rod, like, what is this kid doing? Yeah, he is beautiful without it. It's just a lot more difficult for sure. I do like the Ganondorf fight, though. It's a lot better in this game than in, Ocarina of Time, in my opinion. And honestly, it's a lot more fun than in, Twilight, or, Twilight Princess. A Link to the Past. Like, I like fighting Ganon in A Link to the Past, but in Twilight Princess, it's a lot more interactive. Yeah, I do like this Ganon. In terms of design and character, I do like this Ganon. So I was a little bit sad that we didn't get this Ganon for Smash Ultimate, because this is my main in, Brawl. Yes, I main Ganon in Brawl. What of it? What of it? I like using Old Man Ganondorf. Hyrule Warriors Ganon. I do like that Ganon too. That is probably my favorite. They did a really good job with him. They did a very good job with that Ganon. So that's all of the dungeons. What about the characters? Anything interesting with the characters? Who do we have? Who do we remember? The Hero Spirit. I remember the Hero Spirit. Which I didn't know at the time that was, Ocarina of Time Link. It's kind of wild that that's what they went with. Yeah, I remember Agatha. I mean, who doesn't remember Agatha? Agatha is just, you know, that one character that you don't forget. Just the crazy bug lady. Oh. And then we have Ilya, or... was it Ilya? It might be Ilya. Who's kind of just a non-character after you finish, her whole cutscene thing with King Bulblin. King Bulblin was like a one-off guy. He showed up a couple times, but he did, like, nothing, really, I think. He was in Hyrule Castle, wasn't he? I don't remember if he was in Hyrule Castle or not. And then you had, these bird things, which is so freaking bizarre, dude. What made them come up with these weird okokos? Okos. Like, Did the cuckoos evolve into this thing? Why? Yeah, there's a lot of, like, Migna is so popular. I think Migna is probably the most popular Zelda character outside of, the trio, Link, Ganon, and, Zelda. I think Migna is probably the fourth most popular character. She's just so good. She's a great character. She's sassy. She's feisty. She's humorous. Yeah. Would you say she's bigger than, well, I was going to say Rootho, but, Rootho is kind of, there's Rootho, there's Malin, there's, who else? There's my connection going red for no reason. My connection is being very funny today for some reason. I really hope it's not something with a wire. I really hope not. Really, Malin doesn't get nearly as much as the other Ocarina of Time girls. I mean, who do we have? We have Rootho and we have Zelda. What are Ocarina of Time? Yeah, why do people like Rootho so much? I mean, her design is okay, but like, why? Just why? Nani? Give me just a second, if you will. What? 1 second. Checking something real quick. People do want the fish, and it's just like, why do you want the fish? When did I last play Twilight Princess? Let's find out. Twilight Princess. 1823. Wow, it's been almost 2 years exact since I played Twilight Princess for the channel. That's actually pretty interesting, to say the least. I am not seeing anything. At the end of Water Palace? Oh, I guess that is true. People do be horny. They do be horny. There was also, Mallow. Anyone remember Mallow? I hate that guy. I hate Mallow. I also hate the Mallow Mart's stupid song. It's annoying. Yes, the baby. The idiot baby. Yep, the baby. Is Ilya. That was her name. I do not care much for this guy. I don't like him. He's just annoying. I don't like him at all. I don't remember any of these characters for Faron Woods. Yeah, the fact that he runs a more successful business than the original owner says a lot. I don't remember the Kakariko guys. Ronaldo, not Ronaldo. I think I remember him. He's like the chief guy. Koro was basically a homeless person of Fennel. True. I remember him. Honestly, none of the Gorons really stuck out. They kind of were just like there, honestly. They weren't like Garunia or Garuk. They didn't stand out like those two. You can't stand out any more than Garunia and Garuk. Like Hylia. Nobody here I remember. I don't remember any of these guys, like, at all. Sora's Rippers and Sora's Domain. Don't remember any of you. I remember none of you. You remember the fire clown? I don't remember fire. And then there's Agatha. Everyone knows Agatha. Is Dr. Forfield, that doctor is related to, the guy from, Ocarina of Time. He has to be. He has to be, like, his descendant. I don't remember. Oh, I remember Helma now. Okay, I remember Helma. She was the leader of that, guild. Fire Unka Cannon. Ganagi. Oh, right. I forgot about her. I don't remember her very well. I remember the stupid Yetis. The stupid freaking Yetis. Ugh. And that's all the characters. Really? Not that many characters that I remember compared to, like, Link to the Past. When we have, Sarasla Haslala. The guy with the name that nobody can ever pronounce. Sahasrara. What kind of glitches do we have? Oh. 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 That's a lot of glitches. That is a lot of glitches. 32 glitches in this game. That'd be a lot of glitches. The barkeep in this game? Are you talking about, are you talking about, Helma? You're talking about the lady here? I mean, each their own. Each their own. So that's Twilight Princess. One of the things I will also mention about this game, and this was infuriating to do on the Wii. Getting all the heart pieces. The rafting minigame. The rafting minigame on the Wii. It was 5 per? What are you talking about, 5 per? 5 rupees per try? Or 5 pieces of heart? Oh, right, they went with 5 instead of 4, which was really, really weird, I'm not gonna lie. So, the rafting minigame requires you to use the motion control on the Wii. It does not work very well. And if you want to get the heart piece, you gotta get through the rafting minigame without hitting any walls, without taking any damage. It was awful. I never want to do that ever again. Yeah, you don't really need all the heart pieces, in all honesty. It's not really that required. It's not really that required. So, that is Twilight Princess. Let's look at the speedruns. Look at the speedruns. Look at how long these speedruns take. Look at how long these speedruns take. Anywhere up to 3 hours to speedrun the game. That is insane. That's really insane. Let's take a look at some of the speedruns for Link to the Past, shall we? I'm curious. Speedrun. You can speedrun this game relatively quickly. Like, it takes about a couple hours to get 100%. I doubled that because I'm out of practice. I don't remember every single little detail in Link to the Past, so my speedrun was like double the time. But, I mean, it's not a very long game if you know what you're doing. It's not a very long game at all. Twilight Princess is a very long game. It's a very long game. So, I'm probably going to call it here for today because my voice is starting to die. So we'll probably pick this up another time. But, what game do you think was my next Zelda game? If Twilight Princess was my second Zelda game, what is my third Zelda game? Anyone know? What could be my third Zelda game? What if I told you we go back in time to Ocarina of Time? Yes, Ocarina of Time was my third Zelda game. This one was through Forbidden Heck. The overhyped one. Honestly, I think Ocarina of Time's a good game, but I still prefer Link to the Past more. And honestly, yeah, I think I still prefer Link to the Past more. It's still up there as one of the better Zelda games, in my opinion. Let me see when I did Ocarina of Time. When do you think I did Ocarina of Time for the channel? Take a wild guess when I did Ocarina of Time. Just take a wild guess as to when I did Ocarina of Time. No, that is not when I did Ocarina of Time. For the channel, it was in 2015. And here's the thing about Ocarina of Time. I remember streaming this, I believe. It's been 10 years since I last touched Ocarina of Time. Am I going to go back and do it again? Probably not. Unless I did like the 3DS version, but do I really want to? Not really. Not really. And Ocarina of Time, I played through Forbidden Heck for the N64. So I got the N64 experience with the game. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you the order of the games that I played. So Link to the Past was first. Twilight Princess was second. Ocarina of Time was third. So, what was my fourth Zelda game? Anyone know what my fourth Zelda game was? This might surprise you as to what the fourth Zelda game is. It was Breath of the Wild. It wasn't until Breath of the Wild that I did the next Zelda game. So what? So it was 11 years later, after Twilight Princess, I got another console Zelda game. Are we noticing a trend here? I played it on the Switch. That's when I played it. It was on the Switch that I played Breath of the Wild. So it might even been like later than 11 years. I have one Zelda for the SNES, one for the Wii, and one for, well, I have more for the Switch now, but you know. Breath of the Wild was number 4. Number 5, we go back in time. Number 5, I don't remember which one it was first. It was either Skyward Sword for the Switch, or it was Zelda 1. I don't remember which came first. I'd have to look at my, let me look. The Legend of Zelda. Well, I could do that, and that'll show me all of them. I think. There's Breath of the Wild. Actually, let me do this. I'm gonna check my YouTube for this. There's A Link to the Past. So Link to the Past was 1. I did not do Twilight Princess 2nd. I did Ocarina of Time 2nd. Because I didn't have access to Twilight Princess. Breath of the Wild was the 4th game. And then it was Zelda 1. Zelda 1 was the 5th game that I did. And then Zelda 2 was number 6. And then, here's the thing, I forgot about this. Link's Awakening on the Switch is number 6. Or is that 7? Hold on. Link to the Past, Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, Breath of the Wild, Zelda 1, Zelda 2. This is the 7th one. So, Link's Awakening for the Switch was number 7. Number 8 was Skyward Sword HD. So that was number 8. If you guys remember that game. Number 9, this one's going to be interesting. Number 9 was the Menace Cap. And then after the Menace Cap was A Link Between Worlds. And then I finally get Twilight Princess for the channel. And then after that was Tears of the Kingdom. And then Tears of the Kingdom was the last one. I don't know where Hyrule Warriors and Age of Calamity is. It's in between, these. So, the first Link to the Past video I did was in 2009. And then the GBA one I did 2014. Ocarina of Time was March of 2015. Breath of the Wild was August of 2020. And then Zelda 1 was January of 2021. Link's Awakening was May of 2021. Skyward Sword was July of 2021. Okay? Menace Cap was December of 2021. Link Between Worlds, December of 2022. What? There was a full year in between? Dude. There was a full year between Menace Cap and Link Between Worlds. Wow. And then Twilight Princess was April of 2023. A year and a quarter after Link Between Worlds. And then Heroes of the Kingdom was May of 2023. So, let me find out what I did Zelda Who. Zelda Who was September of 2021. And Hyrule Warriors. Let me find Hyrule Warriors. Hyrule Warriors was September of 2020. Do you feel old yet? September 2020 was Hyrule Warriors. And Age of Calamity was November of 2020. Both of these were in 2020. 5 years ago. 5 years ago. Five years ago I played those games. And dude, I remember loving Age of Calamity. Age of Calamity, if I recall, was one of the earliest, yeah, it was the first game I played on this new TV. This new TV I got around, I had Hyrule Warriors, I think, or Age of Calamity. Because I remember taking a screenshot of my, my setup. Or it might have been when I got this new scan. Because I was using an old box scan, which was a little too small for this TV. So, you know. Man, dude, I feel old. So we'll go through all of that. What Zelda games have I not done on this list? Well, we know the next Zelda game I'm going to be doing is Echoes of Wisdom. That will be coming soon. We just gotta get through the rest of my NES, SNES, Game Boy Online games. And then we will get to Echoes of Wisdom. I have not seen anything about this game. I know Vinny played it, I never watched it. I want to play this game without knowing what I'm getting into. So it's going to be an interesting game. Also, it's like the first game that Zelda's playable in. Or, you know, the main character of. Technically, I would say that Age of Calamity is where she's the main character. I still think Age of Calamity is where she's the main character. What do you mean, technically not? I still say that Zelda's the main character for Age of Calamity. I know Link is. Link's always the main character, but she felt like a main character. Yeah, we don't talk about the CGI game. So, I have not done Triforce Heroes. Can I even do Triforce Heroes? It's on the 3DS. I don't know if I could do Triforce Heroes. So these two games, Spirit Tractor Phantom Hourglass. Unless they re-release these, I don't think I can do these reliably. These two Zelda games are probably going to be impossible for me to actually do reliably. Sadly. It's not really meant to be played single player. It's one of those multiplayer games. What about Four Swords Adventure? And Four Swords? Can you play those solo? Or is that more like Triforce Heroes? No? So those two games I'm probably not going to get to play. Oh, that one you can play solo? Wind Waker I will get to at some point. I've been putting off Wind Waker for a very, very long time. I don't know, Wind Waker just doesn't appeal to me, honestly. Wind Waker and Majora's Mask both don't really appeal to me, I find. Will I do them at some point? Maybe. Perhaps. Majora's Mask, yeah. The DSi wear person work? Yeah. So there's like, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Zelda games I have not played. One of them I will be playing. So, one of them I will be playing. 4 of them I'm probably not going to be able to play because they're like... Well, 5 of them actually. 3 of them's like online, like multiplayer. 2 of them don't really work well on Forbidden Heck. So that leaves Wind Waker and Majora's Mask at some point. So there's that. Remakes. Remakes don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Spin-offs. Oh yeah, Kagans of Hyrule. I forgot about that. Here's the funny thing, guys. This game right here, Link's Crossbow Training. I actually owned that game for the Wii. The funny thing is, I never played it for the Wii. It's still in its box untouched. I never opened it. Ever. There's a couple games for the Wii I never really touched. Like, I didn't really touch Wii Sports, Link's Crossbow Training, or Active Outdoor Challenges. I never really wanted to. I know that he did Link's Crossbow Training. I don't know how he did, but he did. Really? Does Hyrule Warriors not exist? Ancient Stone Tablets of VS Zelda? You'd have to find a specific game for those. Really? There's no Hyrule Warriors? Why is there no Hyrule Warriors here? That's weird. Anyways, we're going to call it there for today. So, next time we do this, we're going to talk about, Breath of the Wild. They're easy to set up. Gotcha. I think that's how Naka did it. So, well, Naka and Ralph both did those games. So, yeah, next time we talked about Link to the Past, and we talked about Twilight Princess. Next time, we're going to talk about Ocarina of Time and Breath of the Wild. And boy, howdy, let me tell you, I have a lot to say about Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I have a lot to say about both of those. And I have a fair amount to say about, Ocarina of Time as well, you know. Have I even talked about Link, Zelda, or Ganon yet? Not really. We'll get to them at some point. At some point. Anyways, I will say, until next time, everyone. Whatever that may be. I don't know why I'm bowing. You can't see me bow. Bow, bow. Bow, 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 ruffians. Anyways, I'll catch you on the flip side of the void. Tomorrow, we are going to be doing more Great Fairy Wars. Hate. I'm going to be doing more Great Fairy Wars. I can't consider it beaten until I do the other routes. I need to do the other 5 routes to consider the game beaten. My sanity is going to go out the window on this game. Yeah, I'm gonna get fudged. This nerd is gonna get fudged so hard. But once we're done with that, then we can move on and head to Sires, which is gonna be it shouldn't be too hard of a game. It's the only ho-ho game I beat on hard, after all, so that's to say a lot. Monday, we will be doing Kirby Hilton Humble, which I don't know how that's gonna work on console. I should probably check. Tuesday, Final Fantasy V. Hopefully the connection doesn't, crap itself like it did last time. Wednesday, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 with Hate. That's what's going to be coming up. So, I will catch you all on the flip side of the coin. Until next time, everyone.